Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with our next step career mode, or Mikel Arteta manager career mode, if you will, however you want to call it. Coming into the second game of the season against Leicester. Obviously, we beat Arsenal in the first game of the season in the last episode. So, definitely want to continue our little hot start here against a strong Leicester team. Obviously, in career mode, if you guys ever play them, you know that Leicester really never does well, but now that the winter upgrades are in, and Jamie Vardy is obviously up to 78, and Mahrez is up as well, so it is a stronger team. This is a much better team than they were, and as you see, very early on into the game, we actually end up giving them a goal, gifting them a goal. It was a rebound. I tried to pass it out of the back for whatever reason, and it does end up biting us in the butt, and Jamie Vardy gets a early goal in the second minute of the game. So a very early start into the game that we immediately see the pace of Jamie Vardy hurt us in this game. So definitely a strong team. Nonetheless, you can definitely feel that they are stronger now after the update of the rosters. So it is good to see that they're actually a little bit better, I guess, represented in this game compared to prior to the update. As you see here in the 5th minute, we actually managed to run up the field and grab ourselves the goal as well. The only problem with Leicester is that they're not a very tall team. And West Ham has very tall, towering players, and they all have pretty good verticals, so they're able to jump over the players and give Valencia the opportunity to grab a goal right there. And Valencia has been playing incredibly well for me, and I'm really glad because he's a player that I really do enjoy, and I want to keep him in the squad as much as possible. Obviously, you guys know I'm looking at a lot of different striker options to kind of bring into the squad, and that's not because I'm not a Valencia fan or I'm trying to replace Valencia, but it's because I think it's probably the position where I'm looking for my next world-class player, or looking for something to make it better. And as you see here in the 21st minute, we actually managed to grab another goal, taking a 2-1 lead in this game, which made me feel really good about this game. Like I said, I really wasn't too sure what to expect coming into this game against Leicester because this is my first time playing them post-patch. So it is good to see that the team's still playing well. We managed to grab a 2-1 lead off of a header there. But like I said, the team's been playing well. Things have been going well with the series. I'm definitely still looking at striker options. Main reason is because of I was trying to look through the squad and figure out what position I needed best, and you know, I mean, my wing backs are okay. They're 75 rated, but in a left back or right back position, you really don't need an 80 rated player or anything like that. So that really wasn't going to be my focus. My center defensive mids are also a very strong center defensive mid, so I wasn't worried there. As you guys see, a beautiful goal from Drinkwater. He hits it on the volley. I'm not sure if that was a half volley or full volley, but beautiful hit shot there, and immediately I'm like, okay, I have to make changes. I still want to win this game. So we go ahead and bring Emenike in. And then looking at the rest of the squad, thinking maybe I should bring Lanzini in for Payet. I think I ended up making that move a little bit later on. Byram, obviously I don't know if you guys know this, but he used to be a right back in the game. Definitely was a right back in FIFA 15, and I actually had bought him in a couple career modes whenever I was doing a FIFA 15 career mode. So a little tidbit of information there making me not want to play him at right mid. Basically, he's not that pacey of a player, and I think he's definitely more defensive minded than anything, so I don't really want to put him on that right mid spot. I tried to do it a few times, but it just doesn't feel comfortable, so I'm definitely going to be playing him more in a right back role. So we'll kind of see how that goes. Maybe I'll move him back up to right mid every once in a while when I need him, but ideally I would like to get a player in, hopefully, for my right mid or left mid position, or center attacking mid, obviously as a backup to Payet and Lanzini. So coming out of this game as a 2-2 draw, a little disappointing, but at the same time, totally fine with dropping points to Leicester if there is a team to drop points to. Still consider them a top, I would say top mid-table team in FIFA, and hopefully they can kind of prove that in this game now. Hopefully simulations are a little bit better to them in this now that they have a little bit stronger players. I don't want to see them drop out of the Premier League like I've seen them do in almost every career mode I've done. So hopefully they do well. A little bit of training here. Our goalkeeper Spiegel is going to go up to 62 rated. Nothing else really changed though with the team. So as you guys see, Manchester United still coming after Andy Carroll. So, you know, I'm like, okay, nobody else is coming for Andy Carroll. I don't know if I'm going to actually be able to sell him. So I just said, if you give me 15.5, I'll go ahead and sell him to you. They actually end up taking that deal. So Andy Carroll is on his way to Manchester. He will be playing Manchester United football, and which I guess is good for his career, because I really was not planning on playing him. I mean, he's a good player to get headers, but so Valencia is pretty good at getting headers as well, so I really am not too worried about it. So it really didn't bother me too much to go ahead and let him go. So coming into this game against Bournemouth, not the strongest team in the world, definitely knew that I could take advantage of them, and Ander Valencia is just able to work his way into the box, put it on his right foot, and bang it into the top right corner. So beautiful goal there. Definitely a not so strong team. Obviously they're not doing too hot in the league, so they didn't have many player upgrades or anything like that. They have some decent players on their team, just nothing that really was going to ever make me worry about this game. I definitely knew that I was going to win it from the start, had no problems with that at all. Definitely more focused on the games coming up than this game, and definitely more focused on the transfer market, because this is going to be the episode where as the transfer window comes to an end for the summer transfer window as we get into the regular season. We also have a Capital One game coming up and a game against Liverpool in this game. I'm not going to be playing in the Capital One Cup because it's not a cup that I care about. I'll play the FA Cup for sure. The Capital One Cup is just, it's in that beginning of the season. I don't like the fixtures where they're at, so it's never a cup that I've ever been interested in, so much more interested in the FA Cup. But here in the 73rd minute, you see Valencia manages to grab another goal and get his brace for the game, so good to see that. Like I said, really enjoying playing with Valencia. No matter who I bring into the squad, no matter what players that I end up buying for that striker position, Valencia definitely still has that starting position so long as he stays in form. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see. As you guys see in that top left, Bournemouth actually picked up a red card in this game. It really wasn't anything too bad. It was definitely a red card, but it was really just a stupid slide in the back by them. So we weren't able to capitalize off of it, however, so it did end up ending in a 2-0 win for us, which is good. We're still staying in the top of the table, contesting with a lot of big teams. We're going to try to, I guess, replicate, I don't want to say replicate the first half of the season that West Ham had, because obviously we're doing things different by buying players, but definitely want to stay in the top half of the season as much as possible and as long as possible, because we are going to be pushing for that top 4 placing by the end of the season for sure. So Barcelona actually come after Lanzini. They originally said that they would give me 10. I said, okay, give me, I think I said 18. They said, no, we'll give you 12. I said, give me 20 or 21 or 22, however much you just put up right there. And they actually ended up taking that. So we do lose Lanzini. A little depressing to lose Lanzini, because he was obviously the backup in the future for Payet if and when he ever left the team. So a little disappointing, but we will be bringing in another center attacking mid. I'm sure you guys know who it is if you guys did watch that first episode. We actually end up losing in the Capital One Cup, so not a big deal. Like I said, not really worried about it, but we actually go after Kalalonglu. Like I said, can't say this man's name, but we end up managing to sign him this time. He did come back and say that he wanted more money. I ended up giving him a little bit more than that 100,000, but he ends up taking it, so we end up signing him to the team, and his first game is going to be against Liverpool. So we actually play him out on the left in this game, and you guys are going to see he's basically non-existent in this game, and I think that's because the left mid and the right mid positions on this team sit way too far back. I need to change it, not necessarily do a 4-3-3, but definitely need to move my wingers up and definitely make sure that they're playing more attacking, because they're not doing what I need them to do to actually play well in that position. But here in the 3rd minute, we managed to hit the ball over the top to Payet. He brings the ball down beautifully, nudges the defender off of him, pulls away, and just launches it into that top left corner with his right foot. So a beautiful goal, beautiful pass. nonetheless, and just a well-worked goal all the way around. So really excited to see Payet get on the score sheet, because I was a little worried. He hasn't been playing incredibly well. I mean, he's been playing well, he's in all the right places, so he's been getting assists and doing what he needs to do, but he just hasn't been scoring, so I've just kind of been hoping for that. And as you see here, these are the goals that I concede. I don't concede good goals. The Leicester game, I was totally fine with the goals that I conceded because they were decent goals. The first Jamie Vardy goal arguably was kind of iffy, but these goals where they just keep rebounding and falling all over the place, and players keep kicking each other, and nobody gets the ball until like the last player, and then they end up smashing into the back of the net because my keeper is completely out of place. It's incredible how often it happens to me, and it's awful. I hate it. It's driving me insane because I end up conceding a goal there, and I genuinely think that I should be in a 1-0 lead going into halftime. We were playing pretty well. In the second half, you guys are going to see we don't play nearly as well. I'm not able to hold possession at all, and it's definitely something that I need to change in this team. The whole point of Mikel Arteta becoming a manager is that he's supposed to hold the Arsene Wenger qualities in a manager, in the way that they play the game and the team plays the game. So we definitely need to be holding possession a lot more, but I got a little antsy in this game and just wanted to force the issue as much as possible. So we end up drawing this game 1-1. A little disappointing to drop points again in this game, but it is what it is. It was still a pretty decent episode. Obviously the Bournemouth game gave us a little bit of good things to look at. So did the Leicester game. This game as well, we knew what we did wrong, so definitely know what to do in the future, and we'll definitely be putting our Calhanoglu, putting him somewhere else on the pitch. Maybe keep him at left mid, but move him up in a more attacking position in that left mid position. So coming into the end of the episode, I was looking at Muriel. Definitely wanted to bring him into the squad. Like I said, I was looking for another striker, and I had a little bit of money left over, obviously, from selling those two players off. So I wanted to go after a left back. Obviously Cresswell's still the one for the future, but wanted to bring in a little bit stronger left back that I could also play at right back, and the man of the hour was definitely going to be Bernat and Gaia. Both of them are incredible players. The Valencia offer wasn't going to go through. It wasn't enough money, so they had zero interest in the idea. The Bernat went through for about 16 million, and we end up getting him on a contract of 97,000. So a little bit of a pricey contract, but it is what we needed to do to get him to sign for the team. So that is going to be the end of the episode. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And until the next one, I'll see you guys later.